New YouTuber subscribers and friends and likes. Grant coming at you from Kapolei, Hawaii. It's on the far end of the island from the big city of Honolulu. My thoughts gathering today is, do I feel like I want to go home? And the portion of it, I'm homesick, but then I look on the Facebook profiles of people who are living back home, and what I call home would be Montana and South Dakota. And they're dealing with one hell of a snowstorm blizzard right now, so no, I don't want to go home in terms of that. But been doing this beach bum life. I've got the backpack here, I got a pair of pants in there, and extra set of clothes, and then an emergency kit blanket thingy from Walmart for like $2. It's like this little tinfoil blanket thingy. It's supposed to be an emergency blanket. That thing works well for us. Basically for cloud cover, for cover from the occasional rain that it gets at night. I'm going to upgrade probably to a tarp, so it's something that's heavier, so I don't have to keep fighting the wind. Every time the wind comes up, that thing wrestles around with the air underneath it and gets cold. Allows for a pocket of air to come in between you and the blanket, and then the blanket takes all the heat that it's been reflecting back at your body. Takes it away. It's kind of like Reflectix that you use in the cars, windows and stuff to keep the heat in or the heat out. Same kind of thing, built into like a tinfoil type blanket. So I use that instead of the sleeping bags, because when I first came here I had a 30-degree sleeping bag. That thing was a nice sleeping bag, quilted in the works, don't get me wrong, but it is way too hot and way too heavy to be packed around for this place. Then I had a 50-degree bag, same thing, was a little bit better, a little bit lighter weight, but still too hot. Walmart here only sells 50 and 40-degree bags, and really I don't think I need them, but at the same time I do need to have something on top of my layer. Right now I have pants that I've cut in the shorts to remind me to get newer shorts when I get back to Walmart. But at night I wear a pair of pants, and then I have my coat, which is a little light jacket that's got zippered pockets, and a hoodie, a stocking cap, and I'm thinking about getting a hoodie. Basically, it's about 60 degrees, but then the feel-like temperature kind of sometimes drops down to 50 degrees. And then for people who are more cold-blooded like me, I have low blood circulation because I probably have low blood pressure. Gets to me at night at that 3 and 4 and 5 in the morning. It can get pretty cold. But at the same time, it's not enough hours to justify packing around a heavy sleeping bag all day long for those 2 hours of the night that it's too cold to do anything. So I'm thinking about getting a light tarp, because really if you can keep the wind off of you, and of course keep the rain off of you, you're a lot more comfortable. So I'm thinking about getting that for 10 or 20 bucks, but I hesitate on getting it or not because, again, the weight. I'm trying to keep this thing as ultra lightweight as I can, like trail backpackers do. The thing is, the backpack itself is only 10 bucks, so there's not very many pockets and not very much room in it to begin with, and I don't have much room left in it. But I don't want to fill that room up that I have left in it either, because if you pack this around all day long, that gets old real quick. I came to Hawaii, I had a roller bag and rolled it around on rollers, and that's where I kept my sleeping bag and my mat. But yeah, I went into Sam's Club one time for a little bit and it got stolen, but I had left basically the stuff that I didn't want in it anyway, on the 50-50 chance that it could get stolen. Went to go watch a movie after Sam's Club, came back after the movie and it was gone. Somebody jacked it, and saw it in the ditch where I hit it and jacked it. And I figured that would happen, but on the plus side, I'd much rather go with a backpack and lightweight anyway. The day after that, when I bought this $10 pack, and then I started just putting the basics of what I eat in this thing, it's a lot better decision than having that roll bag for Hawaii anyway, because the sidewalks here are kind of this rough rock type stuff. Not exactly smooth sidewalks like you're used to for a roll bag, so it made it a pain in the butt to roll it around anyway. But I was thinking about my thoughts today, and this is the park that's across the street from Hawaii 5-0, where they filmed the police station for Hawaii 5-0 and the courthouse and city hall center here in Kapolei. Not sure I'm pronouncing that right. All of these Hawaiian names sound familiar and different, and then they roll off your tongue weird. And I don't think I can ever get used to it. It's been 2 weeks now, and I'm slowly starting to get used to the names that the bus calls off for the streets, for the bus here and there, and where you gotta get off at this for that. And where to associate, like where 7-Eleven is, or where the mall is, or whatever, with whatever weird-ass name that they say over the bus thing, because they don't really announce, they sometimes announce the shopping centers, but for the most part, they don't really announce the names of, like, buildings so much as the streets. So I've learned a lot of the history of Hawaii and everything like that. I've gone down and checked stuff out that I didn't put on video because I haven't had a good enough phone power source wise, and I probably will still have to charge this phone back up before I can even upload this video. Would not surprise me at all. I need to get a better phone. I saw a cheap version of a phone for $40 at Walmart, and I might get that here in the future maybe, just to have something with better battery. The plan now is, being that it's the middle of March, it's almost March 15th, I think it's like March 14th today maybe, but in the middle of March, I'm going to shoot for going to Maui, which is the next small island over from Honolulu. Well, Oahu is where the island that I'm on, but Honolulu is what everybody calls it because of the city. And then stay in Maui for a little bit, 2 weeks or a month or whatever, because I'm trying to kill time until May. Because when you go back to the U.S., even in May, there's some places in the southwest in the desert that still gets cold, 50 degrees, 40 degrees or whatever at night, colder than here. And living homeless on the street or out of a backpack like a trail hiker. I don't want to go back and face that kind of cold weather where you need to start packing a heavy sleeping bag around with you, whether or not. And at that point in time in May, I'm going to look into going to the wheat harvest, or which would go through Texas to North Dakota with combining wheat and driving the trucks and all that. Or I might go back to the national parks. I haven't decided. I might go back to Xanterra, but not in Yellowstone. I'm probably going to go to South Rim, which would be Grand Canyon, I'm guessing, because I would fly in from here to San Diego is the cheapest airplane ticket back to the U.S. from what I was researching the other day on the West Coast, but putting up different cities to see what the different prices for tickets were. And the cheapest from Maui would be San Diego. So for some reason, the cheapest from Honolulu, where I'm at, and this island, Oahu, is San Francisco. But anyway, San Diego is a little bit further south, which means it would stay warmer, and it would stay like 50 degrees at night, which is not much cooler than what it is here. And I'm thinking about flying into San Diego in like the end of April, and then going and doing that, and going to the national park, save up the money again, not buy a Ford van this time, but probably going to buy either an Astro van, or I'm maybe even thinking about buying a smaller four-door car, and ripping the extra seats out, everything but the driver's seat, and then building a custom bed interior in there, because that's really all I really need in terms of space, is a place to lay down, have shelter over my head at night, and then of course the vehicle to move. I'm thinking I don't need that big of a van like I had the cargo van last time. It was just too much space. I like the idea of doing the bed and the recliner and everything in it, but I didn't get the chance. But at the same time, mileage-wise, gas mileage-wise, for me, the way I travel, you know, I show up to one day, the first day someplace, everything's exciting and new. Second day, you're starting to get to know it. Third day, you're like, oh, okay, I know what kind of where stuff is, and time to move on, whether it's down the street or what. You know, and so that kind of travel, I'm thinking my life should be more in a four-door car dweller type of life. But I'm trying to figure out how to get around not having to black out the windows in a car, because legally speaking, you're not technically supposed to drive down the street with your windows blocked out in a four-door car, although I got away with it in my Traverse. So I'm kind of wondering how to get away with that. In vans, you can get away with it because the manufacturer, they build it that way. They can build it that way as a work van, so as long as they can legally manufacture it that way, you can block stuff off and legally drive away down the road with it. But in a car, it's a different story. But at the same time, I could do Walmarts and truck stops and stuff like that. Now that I'm used to staying at those places, and I'm thinking, most likely in my travels, that's what I'll end up doing anyway, because I have the pilot card for showering and whatnot. So I'm thinking probably a four-door car will be my next ride when I get the vehicle again. As for the island, when I originally thought when I came here I was going to get me like a $500 car to go around the island with, well, come to find out the buses go to the majority of anywhere I would want to go. around the Big Island anyway. Maui might be a different story. It looked like the bus route only goes around the actual small city of Kailua, I think they call it. I don't know if it's a small city or what. It looks kind of the same size as Honolulu, I don't know. And then, so Maui is basically, that's one city, and then it branches off to like small little town resorts and stuff that are probably only accessible by car. Probably not so much by bus. I may have to hitchhike to a few places to see what I want to see, or I haven't decided yet if it's going to be worth that kind of an effort or not, or what. But I just thought I'd come out here while the wind was down. The wind is starting to come back up. Hopefully this audio works well. I'm gonna go upload the previous video of me at Manalo Bay and Beach, if I said that right. I have no idea. And then probably try and upload this one tomorrow, and so on. I'm gonna go back out to the beaches. So this is Kapolei, which isn't really near an actual beach, but I like it for the park. When things are kosher for terms of living out of your bag here, the cops and other people and everything don't bother you as much around this area. Anyway, that's the latest update. Like and subscribe, leave comments for Catching the Flip. Peace.